Yeah, another day, another podcast. We got Abbas, Jawhar, and Haajl. How's it going, man?
Good man, how are you?
Man,
So
I love it, dude. It's a great time, man. Our very first fan base, wise guys. What?
yeah, that's
People
crazy.
send us a lot of questions, man. A lot of questions, and so I do want to get through them. So let's do it, man. Let's get started. All right, the
Let's
first,
yeah, go straight into
the first topic. Define what it means to have good intentions. What do you think it means to have good intentions at best?
it. Oof. So I don't know. Good intentions for me is when like your initial intention is pure. Like
Mm,
maybe sometimes like an intention can go can be interpreted the wrong way, but
mhm,
maybe your intention is actually like good. That's
mhm,
my like, first
mm,
my first thought about when somebody says good intention.
Yeah, I mean, it's we know what a bad intention is, right? You know when someone's coming in with like different intention than what they seem, right? Like they
Yeah.
think they're being kind, but they're actually they want something. Their intentions are somewhere else. So I think
True.
maybe good intention is like meaning what you say and being honest and like being transparent and stuff like that. You know?
I agree, but sometimes like that's I don't know why my brain jumped straight to that because sometimes like when people want to explain that they do have good intentions, it's in the context like they were interpreted wrong. Like if you're nice, okay, for example, a man is nice to a girl these days and
Mm,
like the girl like straight up like interprets it like he's hitting on her or he's
mm-hmm,
like uh he's like doing something with bad intentions, but in fact
mm-hmm,
he's like probably helping her out or
mm-hmm.
that's why I just jump straight to that because these days you have to explain that you have good intentions.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, exactly. Hmm. It's tricky, right? Because it's so hard because you wanna like for me, I'm more I like people and I wanna like people and I wanna live in a world where maybe it's a law land world where people are nice and stuff like that. But I wanna assume at first that people have good intentions. Like the first impression I have of someone is like, okay, this person is coming in with pure intentions, until I get a sign otherwise. I'm I don't think like being naive is like there's different kinds of naivete. There's like a naivete where you're just like a sheep, you know what I mean? You're just like, well, anything you say, I'll do, you know what I mean? Whereas there's naivete where you have good hopes, maybe more than what's realistic, um, but you can also be aware that there are, bad people out there, that there are things, people trying to murder you all the time, or just, exactly like that's how I feel like I like to go about the world. Like, because now, like, the more we've done this podcast and stuff, the more I'm aware that there are people that are out to harm. There are people who have bad intentions and like not hidden bad intentions, but very obvious bad intentions. And um, if you're like a sheep and you're innocent and naive, you might just get got. They might get you. So you want to be like more aware. Uh, I don't know how you can, yeah, just by like experience and stuff like that, and yeah, like
I think it has to do, I
learning.
was gonna say, like experience plays a big role. I mean, if you're like in an environment where you've been screwed over so many times,
Hmm.
like you were saying that you like to believe that like a new person that comes to your life, he always like you by default, he's a person with good intentions.
Hmm.
Whereas like for example, I used to be like that, but I don't know, I guess like I just saw a lot of things from people. So now I'm more like cautious. Now like is he actually does he have actually have good intentions or does that person like does he actually like does he have a hidden meaning like behind his actions or like that's what I mean. I,
Mm.
it's weird. Maybe I'm wrong, obviously.
Yeah, it's so on that. I feel like I just hate having anxiety about the future. You know what I mean? Just about on any topic because I feel like if you have anxiety about the future, it's like it's luckily not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like all like, and it's just a bad feeling you have about something that's very likely not gonna happen. That could happen. There's a small, there's a small chance that this person you're talking to is gonna, betray you or something like that. But to worry, to have like that kind of anxiety all the time with, you know,
I wouldn't say it's anxiety. It's more like cautious for me
hmm
personally. More like me being cautious. But yeah, it's I definitely think that there are a lot of good people and that
hmm
like people should have an open mind. Like don't go straight to the negative. Like that's not
hmm
what I do. It's more like I'm just cautious. But yeah,
when do
just
you know someone has good at, like, so when do you put your guard down, pretty much with people? Like when you're
do
like,
I
okay, like when you're like, oh, this person's actually finally I realize that they're not out to get.
yeah.
This person, like when do
I
you
actually
realize they have good intentions? Yeah.
um okay, for me, I don't like directly say that this person has bad intentions. It's just that maybe because I overthink a bit. I'm like, what if, you know? So yeah, I lay my cards down when I see like energy from that person. When I see
Mm,
like he's giving energy to me and they're mostly positive. And I'm not saying if the person doesn't talk to you, oh, he has bad intent. No, I'm saying like a completely different thing. Like if he uh if he shows you a bad intention sign, I mean, sometimes your gut is right. But yeah, it's just when you see the energy that's good, kind of lay your cards down. And
I see what you mean. Just like time, and getting to know the person.
I mean, obviously, when you meet a new person, like a completely new person, I mean, you're not gonna be mean to that person. You're gonna be nice.
hmm
Uh, they're gonna have this like um mask
hmm
that they show to
Because of
everyone.
COVID. Because of COVID. Yeah, exactly.
Not because of COVID, but yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, exactly. It's when you first meet people. The thing that I don't know if people necessarily have like bad intentions or like. I mean, I guess there are people that want to go out and harm you on purpose, but like, I think most people might just have different intentions than you, different values than you. You think,
yeah,
that's more of what I realized. I realized that it's not that like these are bad people or stuff, or it's just that we're incompatible, and
that's a better way
um
to put it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, exactly, because they like, I have my values and the things I care about, and they might see the world differently and stuff like that. And there's nothing, it's too much work. Um, you can be good to people, but not love them too close. You know what I mean, or not be too honest with them. Unfortunately, because
Yeah,
sometimes it hurts you.
true,
Yeah,
100%.
that was pretty deep for a question. Thanks for whoever. These are all anonymous questions. I don't know
Yeah,
who sent
oh,
them,
no.
but thank you. That was a great one.
Yeah. If we
So,
answered it, and not in the way you like, then ask us another question, and we'll try to answer it.
yeah, and we're doing this. I mean, send us if you have any even more questions or more like deep things you want us to talk about. Send it, comment it, email it, DM it to us, anything. We'll get it, and we'd love to talk about your topics. I think it's cool that we're talking about topics that people are asking. It feels like we're not just talking about some random thing. Not that we talk about random things, but it's like it's
Yeah,
nice to.
it's what the like the we're actually interacting with people, like
Mhm.
we're answering things that they want to know. So
Let's
nice.
move on. Next question.
Yeah,
Stray and other simulation games are humans desperate for experience? Ooh, it's a pretty deep one.
right.
You know, you know what Stray is?
No, what is Stray? I was gonna
So
ask.
Stray is this like cat simulation game where
Oh, I saw
where you're
it.
the
You're just
cat.
a cat, and
You're
yeah, I
just a
saw it.
cat in like a cyberpunk world. I've been playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. But most of the game is actually just like you're a cat crawling around. It's not like
Saw
not
this
like an
video
action
where
game or anything.
I saw this video where it was like something was attacking the cat. It was like following, like latching on the
Yeah,
cat.
exactly. There's some action in it and chases
Okay.
and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's just you're a cat and you're jumping from ledge to ledge or just hanging out and doing small puzzles as a cat and stuff like that. And
That's it. Like it's
Yeah.
the your life as a cat.
Life as a cat, pretty much. Well, yeah, it's like just like it's so realistic. You know what I mean? It's also like the way the cat moves. My cats, every time we play straight, they go crazy. They like go around the TV. They're like, "Is that a real cat?" They like start meowing and like they start fighting each other, my two cats and like stuff like that. And they're like, they go crazy
Wow.
over the game. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. I don't know, man.
It's a realistic game. Looks like a realistic game, but
Mhm.
I think they were like, are they asking about simulations in general or
Yeah,
just
are we desperate for human experience? I mean, I know
yeah,
for
fair,
sure.
bro.
I feel like for me right now, the thing that I don't want like objects and stuff like that. I don't need. I have everything, I need in life, in terms of material. But the one thing that I really like, my heart wants me to like, if I got an extra paycheck or something, I'd use it on travel. You know what I mean? Use it on an experience. Like, oh, I'd love to go to this place, to go to Mexico or New York or Grand Canyon or whatever, anywhere around the world. I feel like I don't know. For me, that's kind of like so I'm kind of desperate for not desperate, but it's my main like one of my main motivations right now is new experiences and stuff like that. Also, because like life becomes so monotonous after a point, like it's the same old repeat, rinse and repeat, and there's nothing like traveling. Like it's to open your eyes, see the world.
Yeah, my first initial thought was like, yeah, definitely. Humans are so desperate for new experiences
Hmm.
every single because also I think we get bored pretty easily in like video games and like even experiences. Like if you go to the movies uh every single day, I mean, it's your profession, so you probably do it because you love it and it's your hobby. But some people like would get bored of the movies if they don't miss,
They're
right?
watching bad movies. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly. Obviously, new experiences. You don't want like too much
Yeah,
of the same. I mean, it's the way dopamine works in your brain, right? Dopamine is all
yeah,
about
yeah,
new experiences, right?
100%.
The more you do something, the less dopamine you get out of the activity
Yeah,
until you switch it up.
exactly. So
Um,
yeah,
yeah. So our recurring, yeah, it's like video games like that make me think that, oh, is my life a video game? Am I in a simulation right now?
you
You
love
know what I
saying
mean?
that, man.
I
You
love
love saying
saying
your life is a simulation.
I don't know. It's just like I think it's also like an attitude. I feel like once like me and a bunch of my friends here in Los Angeles were like, "Oh, life's a video game. Let's just go out and just do random bits and interact with random people and do yeah, have random adventures and stuff like that." And it's like uh I feel like that attitude makes you like less afraid of life, because it's like with video games you're not afraid because it's the consequences aren't that high. It's a video game. I feel like a lot of people in real life are like, oh, the consequences of everything are so high, especially socially and stuff like that. They're afraid to talk to new people. Back to our first topic, they're like, do they have good intentions, bad intentions, whenever you talk to new people. But if you go at it as like, oh, it's just a game, it's just fun, you know what I mean? I think it's a fun energy to have.
No, I like it. I like the idea. Like it's yeah, it's a very good idea, you know. Life
Yeah.
is not too worth being sad, you know. You're supposed to just live life to the fullest. Don't be afraid. Don't hold yourself back. Yeah, exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
life's a, and are people craving experiences? I wonder like if the VR comes out and stuff like that.
I was gonna say, like when
Yeah,
VR came out, everybody's like
yeah.
running towards it because
I
it's
don't know
new.
what's gonna happen,
No, I think
man.
it's big, bro. The other day, Reem, she went to like the Dubai Mall and they said they had like this new VR room experience. And she went with her dad and her mom and her family, and they actually had like a really nice time. And she's like convincing me to buy a VR now. She wants me to buy a VR.
That's insane.
So me and you, Ali, we can be
Do a,
VR
yeah, do a podcast in
actors.
VR. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I love to. Yeah, because it changes everything. It's so crazy. Like craving, like part of me is like, I love doing our podcast. I I wish we could do our podcast in person. I know it's like physically
Will
impossible.
we will one day. I mean, like,
And yeah, exactly, exactly. And obviously,
that's a
like,
new experience. Like,
right. And you know, uh exactly. That's something that I'd really love to do, is do a podcast in person and stuff. I feel like it'd be a different vibe. And yeah, and that's why part of me wants to do it in VR, try doing something in VR, because it's be right in front of each other, talking to each other in the same room. But it's also creepy. I don't know, man. It's weird because, like, if you could be in VR and go to Russia or Spain or something, does that really mean, is that the same as actually
it's
going
not
to
the
the
same,
place?
but I
It's
mean,
not the
yeah,
same.
it gives your brain a little teaser, I guess.
But
I wanted to say also like advertising, like advertisement. I think they play on user new experiences. Like
mm,
a lot of the times, for example, Apple and Samsung, when they release a new phone, they try to make us believe that this is a completely new experience, a new product, when most of the time it's actually the same thing, but they're just like tweaking a little different thing. And a lot of people, I think, fall for it. Oh, I want this new phone. Oh, I want this new experience. Do you agree or not too much?
yeah.
Even video
Mm,
games.
hmm
Like for example, I don't know, like Call of Duty, for example, and another first person shooter. I mean, they both have like Battlefield, for example. I mean, they're both different, but the concept is the same.
hmm
They try to advertise it as a completely new experience. Or is it actually like,
hmm I
what do
think,
you
I mean, that's smart advertising, right? Like, it's
think?
smart business. A smart salesman's like, oh, you don't want us, you need us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I need this experience. I need whatever.
I think they
Um,
prey on like how the human wants and craves new experiences.
mhm.
Agree or
Oh wow, that's pretty deep. Yeah, that's a deep realization. But yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah, people do want new experiences, and it's marketing, that's their whole job, is to make you feel like you need
yeah.
you need what they're selling, because that way you're gonna buy it. If you need what they're selling, you're gonna buy it. Man. All right. Yeah, exactly. All right, I feel like we talked about this topic. Shall we talk on the next topic?
Sure, let's go.
The post-COVID impact on society. What do you think is the post-COVID impact on society?
Let's go off, man. It's too much to do in a full
Yeah,
episode.
COVID. Yeah, COVID. That's a whole episode, and I feel like we've talked a lot about this
Did yeah.
in previous episodes. But
Working from home, etc. Like we talked about that stuff.
well, I just wonder, like, the lack of socialization, what that has done to the human species.
Wow,
You
man,
know.
you hit it on the head. I was gonna like expand
hmm
on.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, bro. I think COVID destroyed like socialization in general, like just friendly interaction. Uh yeah, I don't know, like from my brothers, from me, like I see it. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
Mhm.
I used to be a very social person, and now I'm finding it hard to like talk to another human being in person. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard because we're not in school and stuff. Like, when we were in school and stuff, I feel like it's just natural. I think that's part of becoming an adult, is that it becomes harder to meet
Even
people.
in college though, like even in
Mm,
college, I was very social. Like
hmm
yeah, but now even talking to old friends, uh for example, this friend is like we were talking the other day and we met up in person and it was just a bit weird. We haven't talked for like 2 years. We haven't seen each other in like three.
hmm
Oh, I don't know. It's so hard to explain what I
hmm
mean.
I
It's
yeah. Uh, I like I like my old friends and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I don't have that, but maybe because I'm very extroverted and stuff like that.
I'm an
And so
extrovert, but
yeah, exactly. And I care about people, and I like people, and I like maybe I don't want to spend all my time with people, but like if I am and if I am with a person, I want to give them my attention and stuff. I don't want to be like on my phone and stuff. And yeah, I think I know what it is about COVID. COVID's just well, I think just because I know a lot about behavioral science, my theory is that just everyone's just been inside for 2 years and they've built new habits and new routines and stuff that involve hanging out with less people. And yeah, and it causes, and like they're in their own bubbles and new bubbles with social media and stuff like that. You don't have to go outside. You really don't have to go outside. You can order food to come to your door. You can just
I don't like
anything.
it though. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Like I want to be social again, but I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Is there anything in psychology that says like when you're secluded for a bit for a long time, like you find it hard to like re-enter society? Something like that. I forgot. I think
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, I mean the most extreme version is solitary confinement, right? In prisons
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
True.
and it really drives people insane. Like people in solitary confinement, they like lose their minds, like actually, and they're never the same after it.
Yeah, I remember there was something like that.
Pretty much, we were like during COVID, we were like all in a prison for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't
We
you
were
say
all,
this is a low scale solitary confinement?
I could agree to that. Yeah, just
Maybe.
it is a little bit of a, well, it depends on where you were in the world too when it happened and stuff like that. Like in China, literally, it was an actual prison. You can't go outside
True.
or you'll get shot.
Yeah.
Versus here in Los Angeles, it was like I remember the first part of COVID. It was like you wouldn't go outside because you're scared for your life and stuff like that. And that part felt like a prison to me, but you know, not like a real prison because I was playing PlayStation and stuff like that. I don't know if they have those in prison, but um, yeah, it's we're also very, but the thing is, I think we're very social creatures, human beings. We're not,
Oh, yeah, sure.
we're meant to live with each other and be, in communities and stuff like that. And I think we all thrive off, human connection. And I can, and maybe like people aren't going out as much, but I don't think I think they're sadder because of it. I don't think they're necessarily like happy in this new situation. You know what I mean? And it's like,
I agree, bro.
yeah.
I
And I
agree.
think it's a loop. Like once you're sad and depressed and anxious and stuff, it makes you not want to go out even more,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
I think though, I think it's a temporary thing. I think
Mm,
5 years from now, we're gonna shake off the rust and we'll go back to normal, as in socializing.
hmm.
I think that'll happen. Cause now
Yeah.
like cause yeah, cause now like everything is kind of going back to normal.
Hmm.
Like you can go out without a mask now. You don't
Right.
really care. So yeah, you give it a few years and it's not that we'll forget that COVID happened, but we won't feel this socializing
Hmm.
stress. I don't know how to call
Right.
it.
Well, I also feel like during COVID, everyone's life kind of shifted and pivoted in a certain way. Well, one, because it's been 2 years, but two, because like working from home and literally being trapped at home and what's happening in the world. I
Yeah,
guess
but
things
working
always
from
happen in the world, but
yeah, but
yeah.
working from home has a positive impact, I think, because people now are more relaxed at home, and then after work they can go out and just let off some steam for after work.
Less traffic on the
Less
street.
traffic. Exactly. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think work from home depends on it's hard because I think it depends on the
Job
person.
or
Yeah, the
yeah,
job or the person themselves, you know what I mean? I think some people like, I don't know. For me, I would, I've had the choice, I'd work from home as opposed to working at an office with traffic and gas. And also like my home, I set it up in the way that makes me really focused and really like I wouldn't want to sit in an office cubicle, versus here I have all the space and my cats come hang out with me and you know what I mean? I don't need a 30-minute lunch break to sit in the freaking lounge, you know what I mean? I can have my own lunch break and then do what I want for a little bit, and
yeah.
um yeah, I am pro work from home. Um but also I'm, aware that it's back to the socialization thing because I feel like you really love people and stuff like that, and you need people. Um, then you want to be in an office because if you're by yourself all day, you're not getting that dose
I
of
guess
interaction, you know?
like it's like places like Google where they rely on group work, and I'm guessing that most people there are very social and they
Hmm.
want to interact with each other because I believe I'm a firm believer that working in groups like increases your productivity and
Hmm.
brings different ideas and everything. So I think like jobs like that or even people like that, I think they try to work in person more. Obviously, doctors and nurses, they're gonna work in person. There's
I
no,
think, yeah, I think as always, the having an option is a good thing, having the freedom to choose. I think that
yeah,
goes a long way. I think one of the nice things is that it became an option. Work from home
yeah,
became an option.
true.
And so it depends on who you are. If you want to work from home, you can find jobs that are solely work from home, or you can find a job that's very in the office. Or
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
I have no
um,
option. So, well, where's my option, Adi?
you have no options. Man, one day you'll have plenty of options.
Robots. All right,
Things. Yeah, robots. Well, man, yeah, dude.
I'll work in my house, playing a video game, saving
Mm.
a open heart surgery.
It's funny because it's true, right? That's how it is the future of being a doctor.
Freaking, I'll take it. I'll take life as a video game, like you, Ali. You know that game where it buzzes if you hit the wrong thing.
Yeah, surgery. Yeah, or
Surgery,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Man.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
I've noticed that like the reliance on technology post COVID, like everywhere I go now, I don't know if it's the same in New York, but we don't have menus, we have QR codes.
Don't have what?
Everything menu when you go to a restaurant,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
menus.
Everything's on
You
the
just
phone now.
on the
Yeah.
QR code, you just scan it, and then you order, and then you pay on your phone, and then they come to you, and that's it. You don't have to talk to anyone.
Genuine, anything. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of ridiculous, right?
I think even like in general, like buying things in the city, especially like it relies so much on like tap to pay
Mhm.
and that's it. Like, you don't even have to give cash. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, right. Some places don't even take cash anymore.
Yeah,
A
they
lot of
don't take.
places. It's so crazy.
And I think that happened like it boosted because of COVID, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Definitely COVID, because it's like the thing with COVID, they're like, we have to have the least possible interaction with someone else. And so I think like a lot of these things became kind of semi-permanent, right? That we're not going to go back to having menus in a restaurant anymore. Sorry. You just have to pay and no contact. That's just the future and stuff,
yeah.
stuff like that and such. Working from home. Um, yeah, it's a weird time. I can't, but it's the crazy thing for me is like to see the people who were like how it played out with people who were obedient to the rules and then people who were very disobedient to the rules, like the two extremes. And where most people were like somewhere in between, right? Where they were like maybe sometimes going out and hanging out with friends, or sometimes, going past the curfew or something, you know what I mean? Just like a regular a regular person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to me when someone like like I understand you want to follow the rules and follow any rule that happens, but it was a lot, dude. For a while, it was like you have to wear a mask at all times, and you have to be in bed by 8 p.m. because COVID shuts off. COVID turns on at 8 p.m., right? Yeah, exactly. Just like random stuff like that, and it's not the worst thing, and then the whole vaccine things that happen. I don't know. I feel um, it's maybe it's a little conspiratorial, but I feel uh like COVID, I know COVID's real, obviously. I'm not trying to, but maybe the way everything was played out, maybe um, was not for the best interest of the people. You know
Of
what I
course.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
Of course. I feel like this is a COVID for our generation was World War II for the previous generation, like the two previous generations.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
like
insane.
because World War II, the whole world was at war, and everybody felt weird, and they were like maybe sometimes in certain places they were always at home and bomb shelters. Yeah, it's kind of obviously it's not the same thing, but
World
COVID
War II was
also.
pretty bad. Yeah, World War II
Yeah, yeah,
was
no,
pretty bad.
obviously I'm not taking
Yeah.
anything away from
Yeah,
that, but like COVID also, like everybody was dying, and we were also in shelters and our homes,
right.
and the whole world just kind of stopped, right? And I don't know.
Damn.
Hopefully no World War III, and
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully for
that's
no
the
World War
extent of
Three.
what we're gonna go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It like when you're a kid and stuff, I feel like like I feel like you're taught that, oh, the government knows what they're doing, or like, oh, these doctors know what they're doing, or like, oh, like everything will be taken care of. You know what I mean? It's like your parents know what they're talking about. But now that I'm older, and especially after COVID, I realized that nobody knows
I
what
mean,
they're talking about. Like
we're
literally,
human, bro. Like,
yeah. But still, it's like you think with people like I don't know if you're hearing about what's happening in Turkey right now. I don't know if you heard about there's crazy hyperinflation pretty much happening in Turkey
oh,
right
yeah, yeah, we kind of, yeah.
now. But no, like yes, this is the past few days and stuff, and it's been ramping up. But
Oh, now, right
yeah,
now.
this is a new phenomenon. Yeah, and it's like it's really like the Turkish lira, right? It's plummeting, um and it's partially because of the government. From when I was reading about it, they were just making mistakes. You know what I mean? Like actual like economic errors. They were whatever. Yeah,
Wow.
just like and it's like it's crazy how like a few people making a mistake in like it was I think it was like like credits or interest or some financing. And it's like a small mistake can lead to like a huge the whole country going through an economic crisis and stuff like that, and people losing their jobs and inflation, hyperinflation and stuff. And yeah, I mean, and like I feel like yeah, exactly. Like all like when you saw like all these rich people printing money for themselves and giving out the stimulus checks and stuff, and now that we're suffering from inflation all over the world, we're suffering from inflation, right? It's I mean, in that way, the world's changed too, and I feel like that's also adding to the suffering of people. I mean, um, if you can't pay bills, it makes you really stressed out. I don't know what to say.
100%, yeah.
It's a new world, and there's no going back.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. So many different countries are going like are crashing, and they're going to
Hmm.
death, and
Hmm.
going through hyperinflation. Lebanon, Turkey,
Hmm.
Venezuela, many others. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what is the
What is the cause?
no, no, what is the solution? Sorry, what is the
Yeah.
solution? We need
Well,
to.
I think, I think, yeah. I wonder
We need to
what
get an
people are gonna do.
economist on the show.
Economist. We should get an economist on the show. Why haven't we done that yet? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Checklist on it.
For me, I think the one solution I think that I've believed in for a while is a universal basic income. I
Yeah,
think if everyone in a country got paid the basics, you know what I mean, to pay their rent and food, um, and then no matter what happens and stuff like that, you'll be, you know, resilient. You know what I mean, and you'll be able to live your life, and it adds so many good things because if you're not poor, you're not a criminal. You're not gonna go out and murder people or steal from people, right? Because you have your basic needs met.
100%. Yeah,
And it's not communism; it's still the same world we live in, but it's instead of starting with zero, you start with your basics. You know what I mean? Some people are gonna
equity,
yeah,
yeah,
some people are gonna do dumb stuff with it, but I think most people have serious things they like good things they can. I feel like if anyone was like, oh, if I can give you an extra $1,000 a month, it'll help them with their life. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so that's part of the solution. I also think that like the traditional monetary system, I think we're all seeing right now that it's fake. Like money isn't real. The dollar you have right now is now worth 10 cents. So what is a dollar? It's not real.
Yeah.
So I do that's why I like do believe in Bitcoin and a lot of the cryptocurrency technology because I'm like, oh, this is like it's actual you own something and it's not gonna increase or decrease. It's just it is what it is, you know what I mean? And it's so transparent and
Yeah, but didn't Bitcoin like crash? Like it was like 60, now it's like
right,
20K.
right.
Like,
So right.
I
I
mean,
mean
that's
it
like stock
fluctuates.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, it
It
fluctuates. But
fluctuates. Obviously, stocks fluctuate. All the whole stock market's on the downturn, by the
I know,
way,
yeah.
right? In terms of like Bitcoin and stuff, yeah, but also the dollar is going crazy too, going up and down and stuff. So
Well, yeah, yeah. It's the same
everything's
thing. Yeah.
volatile. Yeah, exactly. However, like in a more long-term thing, it's like Bitcoin is a good way to counteract inflation because of the like you
It's
own
gonna
one
take some
Bitcoin.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Time, though.
It will take time, but it's the future, man.
It is, yeah, I believe so, bro. I
Hmm.
believe.
The world's changing, man. I feel like if you're not going to the future, you're on a treadmill and you're gonna get thrown off. You know what I mean? I really do feel like now is like the time where like we all need to really like step up our game because at least that's the way I see it. I'm really like uh, going hard because um, you know it's I feel like there's like the whole middle class is being eroded, stuff like that. Like just like you can't just be a normal person anymore. I don't know, in my opinion, because there are the people who has and the people who don't have stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, no,
mean?
I get
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
mean. There's no more middle. There's just up and down, like
Yeah,
top
exactly.
here, bottom.
Very much.
Yeah. And if you don't work hard now or you don't like hustle, you're gonna be pushed to the bottom tier. Even if you're middle right now, like you're a middle
Hmm.
class citizen right now, if you
Hmm.
don't work, yeah, you're gonna.
And for me, it's not like about the money per se, because I'm fine living like with a simple lifestyle. I don't need luxurious things. I'm really like happy with what I have. And, but I really, for me, the thing I care about the most is like freedom and being able to
That's
go
also,
go where
yeah,
I want to go. And like if something happens here in the United States, I'm like, okay, I'm going to Lebanon. Or just say so, something like just anything like that. Like I want to be able to be free and like financially free and if because it's huge, man. Because
unfortunately though, that means like you have to be well off.
yeah, exactly.
In
Well,
this
it's
world right now, you have to be well
to have freedom, you need to yeah, exactly have money, pretty much. Money equals freedom,
off.
pretty
Unfortunately.
much. Yeah. Well, it's a fortunate thing because it's kind of in your control. It's not like totally
Yeah.
out of your control. If you do hustle and you do smart things and you keep trying, um, I don't know. I mean, there's the other side to it. You can get to the other side and you're like, "Phew, we did it, boys." And then that's where a lot of great things, lie. Like I just like I hate like the movie industry right now. I feel like the movie industry right now is very, uh, like when was the last time you saw like a great comedy movie? Or when was the last,
Wow.
or a
Wow.
great movie in general, you know what I mean? It's like versus like before you'd have art coming out all the time in original movies. Now everything's a spin-off and a sequel and
True,
um
by the way, yeah. Everything's
yeah,
a
exactly.
spin-off now, or
Everything's a spin-off or
part
a sequel.
four, part five,
Yes, exactly. Because yeah, and but the
Fast and
thing
Furious
is
17.
the thing is that I don't know understand why the execs don't understand this, but Fast and Furious was an original movie when it first came out. You know, Iron Man was an original, well, kind of original movie when it came out. Like all these franchises they built off, they were all once upon a time an original movie that they built up on. Mission Impossible was an original movie. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why it's so important to have original movies because it keeps it going. It's because you can make even more money. Come on, man.
What they're doing.
Yeah, but they're not doing that. They're idiots. They're freaking. I think just everyone's just trying to make as much money as they can in the
That's what
short
I
term
meant. Not
and get out
original
of here.
movie, just like building up for the money. That's it.
I think they're just trying to grab as much money as they can because I feel like they're not. I feel like they see everything's gonna crash or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? They don't have a long
Yeah.
term view of it. That's what makes me kind of skeptical. It's like, oh, if why is everyone acting like it's the end of the world
It's
right
gonna be like a great movie reset and like a
now?
movie industry reset.
Yeah, dude, I hope so. And that's part of why like I feel like it'd be good to have my own money independently so I can finance my own movies independently and not have to go to freaking Warner Bros. Or anything. And you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I
To
think
have
this
like
is the new world we live in. You know what I mean? Being independent, having your own website, doing things your own independent way, you know, fuck the big companies and stuff like that.
yeah, for
The world
sure.
we live in. Damn,
Yeah.
pretty deep out, Best.
Yeah, we enjoyed these questions actually.
Yeah,
Like
those were great.
I hope,
Uh,
yeah.
capped it at three. Let's cap it at three. Those were the top
Yeah.
three questions. We've been, talking for a while now. It was a lot of fun. I love
Yeah.
this episode. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sending these questions.
Guys, please share more. Like share every question you have.
It was
I bet
really
we'll
interesting.
answer it all. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fun episode. So I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. See you guys. Part two, questions and
Yeah.
answers.
Adios. Woo.